Hi, my name is Christy. Welcome back to another edition of Nature in Your Neighborhood. This week we're going to be learning about flowers.
It's springtime outside, and you might have noticed a lot of different kinds of flowers blooming in and around your yard or neighborhood. Let's learn a little bit more about them. Flowers enable plants to reproduce. Some plants have flowers that are very colorful and sometimes smell nice. That's not for us, though. It's to attract pollinators. Pollinators are animals that help move pollen from one plant to another. Pollen fertilizes the plant, which enables it to make fruit or seeds. Without pollination, most plants would not be able to reproduce. Many different kinds of animals can pollinate plants. Some examples include bees, butterflies, birds, bats, and beetles. Animals are not the only things that can pollinate plants. They can also be pollinated by things like wind and water. Now let's learn about the parts of a flower. There are two main categories of flower, simple and composite. Today we're going to be talking about simple flowers. This is an Adamasca lily. It's an example of a simple flower. You can see some of the main flower parts in this photo: the petals, the pistil, and the stamens.
First, let's talk about the petals. So on this flower, here are the petals. Here, they're white. On other flowers, they can be very brightly colored. Their job is to attract and guide a pollinator to the flower. At the base of the petals, you can usually find the sepals. You might be hard to see them on this case, but they're kind of a brownish red color. The sepals are a type of modified leaf. They form the outer layer of the flower bud before it blooms, and their function is to protect the developing flower. The remaining parts of the flower are for reproduction. Let's talk about the stamens first. So the stamens are the male part of the flower, and they are these guys right here. I've peeled back some of the petals so that we can see them better. And they are the ones with the yellow tips. So the stamens have two different parts. The top part is the anther, and that produces the pollen, which in this case is this bright yellow color. And then below that we have the filament, and the filament attaches the stamen to the flower itself. The last part that we're going to talk about is the pistil, or the female part of the plant. So I've peeled back all the layers of the petals and the stamens to just reveal the pistil. And so there's three parts to the pistil. At the very tip, we have the stigma, and this is where the pollen is deposited from the pollinator. The pollen then travels down the style, which is this long, thin tube. And at the very base of the style, we have the ovary. And this is where the ovules are located. And these ovules will eventually develop and form into seeds once the pollination process is complete. So you can see we have another one of these flowers, the same kind of flower, and this is the ovary, and you can see how much bigger the ovary has gotten because this one has been pollinated. So inside this ovary are the developing ovules, which will, once they are finished developing, form seeds, and then they will disperse, and this will complete the process for reproduction of this plant.
I went home and dissected the ovary I just showed you. This is what I found inside. There were 3 sections in the ovary, each with a stack of ovules. The ovules start off small and white, like the ones on the right, and as they develop, they grow bigger and turn a dark brown, almost black color, like the ones on the left. Once they are fully developed, the ovary will open up and the seeds will disperse in the environment. Now that you learned a little bit about the parts of a flower, it's your turn to explore the flowers in your yard. If you have some flower identification books at your house, try to ID the flowers you find. You can also use the internet for help or download a plant ID app on your phone or smart device.
I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Nature in Your Neighborhood. Don't forget to check out our other virtual programs, Animals, Authors, and Art, and Family Nature Friday. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.